Across the world, the coronavirus pandemic has now killed more than 10,000 people. And in Iran, health officials say it is killing one person every 10 minutes.
Now, the reason why I'm filming this is I want to show you what BBC does, especially when it comes to filming about the coronavirus in third world countries. Now, so far, we haven't really seen the serious effect or the impact the coronavirus is having on Western countries. All we keep getting is like fluffy news about what people are doing in their backyard and their gardens and playing all kinds of stupid online games and just to keep them all nice and cheery. What we're missing here is like a visual impact that will wake people up with regards to how dangerous and how deadly this virus is. We're not seeing visual images, we're not seeing trauma images of what's taking place and what's happening in the UK and in other parts of Western Europe. And that's the sad thing about it. You know, if we are to wake people up to take the precaution measures and to protect themselves, you know, they need a serious wake-up call. And the only way you can do that, or we can achieve that, is by showing what this virus is doing, you know, to people in Western countries. But this particular report is going to do that. But like all Western media, they will use visuals of third world countries showing the most grotesque and the most horrific images of, shall I use the word, faceless people? Because to the West, these people are faceless because they believe they don't have families. They believe that their faces, or you know, should not be blurred out. And it's quite depressing because I truly believe in the narrative of, you know, people's black lives don't matter and people of colour's lives don't matter. This is what it means. It means they don't really give a shit, so therefore they'll show it. They'll use countries like Iran. You wait till Africa gets hit by the virus, then you'll start seeing the images that we're not seeing when it's happening in Western countries. Anyway, let me just play this footage and tell me whether you've seen these kind of footage in countries coming out of countries like Italy, Spain, France, and other Western countries. Anyway, here we go. And watch what the BBC presenter says. He will then use that infamous comment. The next images or the next viewing will be distressing for viewers. I mean, it's so synonymous with reporting on third world country disasters. It just sickens me. Anyway, enjoy the footage.
Other 149 people have died in Iran in the past day. The death toll now stands at 1,433. That is the third highest national death toll. And there are more than 19,500 confirmed cases of the virus. There are reports that many people have ignored warnings not to travel ahead of the Persian New Year. And behind all of the statistics, of course, there are countless individuals desperately trying to hold back the disease's spread, and no more so than on the medical front line in the country's hospitals. BBC Persian's Rana Rampur has been trawling through social media posts, trying to get an idea of what the medic's life is like. A warning, viewers may find some of her report distressing.
Up yours. Here we go. A brown face.
Unfortunately, I'm not well. I still have a fever. I'm taking multiple medications. God willing, they will work.
2 days after posting this video online, Dr. Mehdi Bariji was dead. This doctor also passed away. She had continued to work even whilst attached to a drip. Dozens of doctors, nurses and clerical staff have lost their lives battling COVID-19 in Iran. The government is referring to them as martyrs. It's notoriously difficult to get information out of the country, but across social media, medics tell the same story.
Our staff are risking their lives here and we don't have the equipment. Just look at how unsafe my clothes are.
Just regular plastic bags protect these nurses. Others have had to rely on the kindness of strangers.
The public has brought us these shields, but we need disinfectants. We need protective clothes. The quality of what we have is worse than disposable clothes.
Doctors here, like everywhere else, are having to make life and death decisions.
The hospital is more like a gateway to the next world. This is too painful. So many people are dying. Once you get to the intensive care unit, there is no going back. We don't have enough ventilators. We have to prioritize the young patients over the older ones.
Despite building several new field hospitals, Iran has been widely criticized for its handling of the crisis. But the government says it's been severely hampered by US sanctions. They're exhausted and ill-equipped, but they're determined to keep their patients in high spirits. Rana Rahimpour, BBC News.
Well, what?
So as I was saying, that was a lot more details than what we're getting out from what's happening in Italy. And the cameras, you know, they go into the hospitals and they show us what's happening. They even show faces of the dead, and who are doctors. So I think we need to, you know, do the same for hospitals in the UK. We need to know what's happening in the in UK hospitals. We hear frontline medical staff desperately screaming and crying out for equipment, for PPE, for support, and it hasn't even hit Britain the way it's hit Italy and other countries. So for me, BBC and the rest of the Western media, Sky, ITV, Channel 4, you need to take your fucking cameras and start going into the actual heart of where the trauma and the impact is taking place. You need to walk with your camera into the lion's den and start showing us what's going on, and that way people will wake up to the reality of what this virus is causing and what the devastation it's creating and causing. Until we see those visuals, people are going to continue going to bars. People are going to continue going into shops without wearing masks and gloves. People are going to continue walking around the street as if it's just another day in paradise. So wake up, media. Wake up, Western media, and show us what's happening in our freaking country. And stop playing the stupid narrative of we can't show them what's happening. We can't show them the horrific pictures. Why? Why can't you? It's all bullshit, bro.